Welcome to the Math Record. Today I'll be covering the second part of the ICTM State 2018 Division AA Junior Senior 8-person, which I'll be answering questions 16 and 17. Okay, question 16. Determine the length of the median to the longest side of a triangle whose sides measure 8, 11, and 14. So we have some kind of triangle, and we have a median. So basically a median cuts that triangle in half. So let me redraw that again. So let's say somewhere right here. So this is 8, 11. So the median to the longest side means the 14 becomes 7 and 7. And we have to find the length of this median. So we have to find this length. So let's call that x. And there's actually a really good formula to use for this, and it's called Stewart's theorem. So basically 8 squared times 7 plus, so you should search up a Stewart's theorem, which is pretty complicated and long. But basically you just need to multiply this squared times this, add it by this squared times this. So 7 times 11 squared is equal to the total length, which is 14, times your diagonal squared times x squared, plus the total length, which is 14 times two individual parts, times 7 times 7. And that's it. So we had to look for x. So all we have to do is move some equations around. So we're going to divide by 7. So this 14 becomes a 2. So 8 squared plus 11 squared. And then 14 and 7, so minus 14 times 7. And then divide by 2 is equal to x squared. Okay, so this is 64 plus 121. So this is 70, 28, so that's 98, and then divide by 2. So this is going to be 32 minus 49 plus 121 over 2. So this is going to be equal to negative 17, which is negative 34 over 2, which gives us a 41. So that's a 87 over 2 is equal to x squared. So take the square root of 87. So this is divisible by 3. So that's going to be a 2. It's probably a 29, 60. Yes, and that's prime. So basically, just take the square root of this, which give us our x. So our x is equal to 87 times 2 is 160, 174. So square root 174 over 2. And that's your answer for number 16. Okay, now let's go to number 17. A right inverted conical tank has a height that's 3 times the length of its radius. So its height is 3 times its radius. Liquid is draining out of the tank at a rate of 6 pi cubic feet per minute. Determine the rate of change in the height of the liquid in feet per minute at the height is 4 feet above the vertex. Express your answer as an integer or as a common or improper fraction. So this is another calculus question, and it has to do with derivatives. So your volume of a cube is 1/3 times pi radius squared times height. So we know what the radius in terms of height is because we're looking for the change in height. So that means 1/3 of h equals r. So I just divide by 3 and then substitute it into your r. So your volume is 1/3 pi times 1/3 h squared times h. So your volume is 1/9 times this is 1/27 pi and then times h cubed. So to find the rate of change of your volume, you got to do a derivative. So v prime is equal to 1 over 27 times pi because they're constants, multiplied by 3 h squared times the change in h. So basically, find the rate of change of the height per minute if the height is 4 feet above the vertex. So that means h is 4, and your change in volume is negative 6 pi because it's losing a liquid, so you're having negative volume change. So negative 6 pi is equal to 1 over 27 pi times 3 times 4 squared, which is 16, times the change in height. So all we have to do is just solve for that variable. Let's move this to the top. So cancel out your pi's. So negative 6 times 27 divided by 3 times 16 equal to h prime. So 3 and this 6 makes negative 2. So cancel this 2 with this to make 8. So it's negative 27 over 8 is your change in height. And that's your answer for number 17, negative 27 over 8. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next math record.